Before we start with the maths topics of this workshop, let us remind ourselves of the stipulations contained in the revised annual teaching plan produced by the Department of Basic Education, where the department specifies what must be taught about each topic in every grade. In this workshop, we will deal with the following topics: probability, data handling, and graphs. Note that you are not required to teach any of these topics to the Grade 4 learners. Grade 5 learners are introduced to probability in the 5th week of Term 4. They are required to perform simple repeated events and list possible outcomes for events such as tossing a coin, rolling a die, or spinning a spinner. They must also count and compare the frequency of actual outcomes for a series of trials for up to 20 trials. With regards to data handling, Grade 5 to 7 learners will deal with the following processes with regards to data: collecting and organizing, representing, interpreting, and reporting. You will introduce data handling to your Grade 5 learners during the 5th and 6th weeks of Term 4. With regards to collecting and organizing of data, the Grade 5s will tally marks and tables for recording and arrange data from the smallest group to the largest group. Remember to prepare statistical data for your learners to use to save time. For example, provide statistics on how many people visited a fast food restaurant between 5 and 7 p.m. each day during the last week of a specific month. Grade 5s will also practice presenting data by drawing a variety of graphs, including pictographs and bar graphs. Furthermore, they must be able to critically read and interpret data represented in words, pictographs, bar graphs, and pie charts, as well as analyze the data by answering questions related to the data categories. They are expected to report data through summarizing it verbally and in short written paragraphs. The Grade 6 learners would have done data handling from weeks 5 to 7 in the 3rd term. Adding to the tallying of marks and use of tables for recording, the Grade 6s will also make use of simple questionnaires and arrange data from the smallest group to the largest group. Grade 6s will also draw double bar graphs in addition to the other graphs done in Grade 5. They must also be able to answer questions related to data sources and contexts and central tendencies. They must be able to examine ungrouped numerical data to determine the mode and the median. With regards to the reporting of data, the Grade 6s must be able to also make predictions based on the data. The Grade 7s will deal with data handling from weeks 5 to 7 in the 4th term, and 7 hours have been set aside for this topic. Grade 7's interaction with data will be more involved than in the previous grades. They will be expected to collect data by posing questions relating to issues in their own environment and select appropriate sources for collection of data. They must distinguish between samples and populations and suggest appropriate samples for investigation. In addition, they must design and use simple questionnaires for yes and no type responses and multiple choice responses. Again, remember to prepare data to provide your learners with to save time. In addition to tally marks and tables, Grade 7s must also use stem and leaf displays. They must be able to group data into intervals and summarize and distinguish between ungrouped numerical data by determining not only the mean and median, but also the mode. They will learn how to identify the largest and smallest scores in a data set and determine the difference between them to determine the spread or range of the data. Grade 7s will add the drawing of histograms with given intervals as well as pie charts to their portfolio of graphs. Further to what they have learned about the analysis of data, they must be able to interpret the scales used on graphs. Reporting of data will also involve making further predictions based on data, identifying sources of error and bias in the data, and choosing appropriate summary statistics for the data. These aspects are all in addition to what they have learned about data handling in Grades 5 and 6. This workshop will also feature a section on graphs. Whilst the grade 7s would have worked with graphs during week 7 of the third term, the information provided in this workshop will be handy for next year's grade 7 learners. Graphs for the grade 7s would have involved interpreting graphs and drawing graphs. With regards to interpreting, learners were expected to focus on the linear or non-linear trends and features, as well as constant, increasing or decreasing. They would have drawn global graphs from given descriptions of a problem situation and identified the trends and features. In the next section, we will start with the first topic, probability, but first take a moment to complete the quiz based on this video.